All right, guys, what's up? What's cracking, man? What's Gucci? I told you this is gonna be this Breonna case is gonna be huge for a number of different reasons. The fallout of this Breonna case is gonna be huge for a number of different reasons. And of course we got to go to Memphis. God, dog. And I could do a whole channel on Memphis. I want y'all to know that the work I put in, man. I could do a whole channel on Memphis, like literally just dedicate my entire channel to Memphis and still put up the same amount of content. Atlanta, New York, of course Chicago. But we try to bring you, this all around Blackistan. We try to bring you news from coast to coast of Blackistan, plus political stories. Plus we try to cover white, shenanigans. And, a little pop culture. So make sure you take a moment to subscribe to all of my channels. The links are in the description box. And also take a moment to hit that super chat, or hit that Cash App, or hit that PayPal. And also take a moment to hit the like button as soon as you come in. Appreciate you.
Wearing clothes and holding guns that made them look like law enforcement officers showed up to the Emerald Park Apartments in Hickory Hill late Monday night, banging on a resident's door. You can hear them yell "Fugitive Squad," except they aren't. Memphis police and the Shelby County Sheriff's Office says they aren't real officers at all. They eventually forced their way into a residence, but were chased off when someone inside started firing a gun of their own. After this potentially deadly situation, residents wondering what are they supposed to do if they can use a doorbell cam to see and hear who's there, but still don't know exactly who is knocking just right outside their door.
I would actually open the door thinking that it was the police officers to see what they wanted. That's very scary.
He had no reason to even have a weapon exposed. That would be my first clue.
Okay, what that woman just said is not true. I don't want y'all to... The police they always have their weapons exposed when they're doing raids. So she just gave some, she's the old mother, somebody grandmother. She don't know what she's talking about. So, I ain't going to, excoriate her for that. But they always have their weapons exposed when they're doing a raid or serving a search warrant. That's protocol. Okay, in case you start shooting at them. They don't have to reach in the holster. Everything's already out because they know it's a dangerous situation. Okay, so this is the Breonna situation. This is gonna help Kenneth Walker a lot. In any future legal situation he has with Louisville, definitely in the court of public opinion. And you only see these stories here. You're probably not gonna see this anywhere else on YouTube. But it's very interesting. Fake federal agents in Memphis. And the police are warning people about them. And why is it so important? Because Memphis is a very gangster city. Like, I just can't, I don't even go to Memphis on this channel as much as I should. I literally should be, doing a story on Memphis every day, but I don't. Because I have to cover the entire country. They got a lot of warrants being served in Memphis, okay? A lot of, not just federal agents, local agents, state agents, county, whatever, is banging on people's doors in Memphis all the time. You don't hear about it because you're not in the hood, you're not in the trap, you're not a hustler, you're not a gangster. So you probably think the only warrant ever served was on Breonna. They do hundreds of these a day. In a city like Memphis, they might do 20 a day, 30 a day. You don't know nothing about it. It ain't none of your business. apprehending fugitives or seizing contraband or both. But yeah, man, this is real. This lets you. This gives Kenneth a, like, yo, maybe he did think it was, cause you already know how I felt about that. 2 minutes of banging on the door. You know, like, come on, you done looked out the people. You know who the fuck out there. Plus, you know what you're doing too. Like, as we know, like, they both knew what they was into. It's not like the police knock at your door and it's like, oh, I sell drugs? Really? I didn't know that, officer. Like, come on. Now, these people, we don't know if they were selling drugs and these guys got the drop on their house. Like, yo, they got drugs in there. Because you're not going to do all this at a house where it ain't nothing you going to find a bunch of old lady jewelry and shit and Jordan tennis shoes. You're going to do all this stuff at a house where you know some cash and some drugs and some contraband at. You wouldn't waste your time just knocking on people's doors like this. It's I don't know. Maybe you would. I just don't think so. And these guys are out there. They haven't been arrested. They're still out there. They'll probably take their act to another jurisdiction. They probably wouldn't do it, at least definitely not in the same neighborhood. But you never know with niggas. But it's very interesting, man.
You can hear them yell fugitive squad, except they aren't. Memphis police and the Shelby County Sheriff's Office says they aren't real officers at all. They eventually forced their way into a residence, but were chased off when someone inside started firing a gun of their own. After this potentially deadly situation, residents wondering what are they supposed to do if they can use a doorbell cam to see and hear who's there, but still don't know exactly who is knocking just right outside their door. At this point, it's unclear if their home was chosen randomly or specifically targeted. Real law enforcement still looking for both suspects involved, both men being described as 5 feet 10 inches tall with thin builds. Residents are hoping the manhunt doesn't last long.
They need to be fined if they're going around doing stuff like that, because that's not something that you do.
Reporting in Hickory Hill, Peter Fleischer.
Now, I'd like to have a race on these guys. Because this guy right here, he looked like a light-skinned black guy, but he could be a white guy. But the way his hair texture looks, it doesn't look like a white guy's hair. But I'd like to know in a race, because they burst into the home, and the people inside the home, you know, came into contact with him. We got the Ring camera. I'm sure there's more Ring camera footage. This isn't all the Ring camera footage. I'd like to know a race, just their weight and their size. This is serious for you to just give us their weight and their height. What you, their approximate age or something. Like, this is a serious thing, man. You'll be sitting next to this guy on the bus. You could walk past this guy in the fucking grocery store. I mean, like, you think they would give you a little more information, but whatever.
Tonight, he's here in jail, being held on a $75,000 bond. Carlos Gwynn is his name, and investigators say he admitted to breaking into that woman's home. When he was caught in the act, he was armed with threats, but then changed techniques and started begging his victim before things finally got physical. Just weeks after thieves broke into an East Memphis woman's car and stole her gun, she falls victim to crime again.
I was at work for like 30 minutes and got a notification to my phone that motion was going on in my home.
She bravely races home to find a strange car parked in her driveway, loaded up with a bunch of her belongings, and notices one of her AC units has been knocked out of the window. That's when she says she sees him, Carlos Gwynn, in her house, peering out.
Man, I thought this was a goddamn Migo, man. I was like, God damn, we finally got a Migo. And something was like, nah, this is Memphis, though. I was like, man, we finally got a Migo, man. We done caught a Migo slipping on Ock Nation News. in Memphis. Now, there are cities we can go to where it ain't nothing but that. But in Memphis, I was like, we done caught a Migo slipping in Memphis. Man. Carlos Gwynn, they had me fooled. Hit one if you was fooled. This white lady ain't no joke though. She ain't called. This white lady, she ain't called the police.
Oh, I parked in her driveway, loaded up with a bunch of her belongings, then notices one of her AC units has been knocked out of the window. That's when she says she sees him, Carlos Gwynn, in her house, peering out at her. Not wanting to be victimized again, she grabs the only thing she can find.
And I hit him through the window. I was hitting him at the top of his head through the window.
And the burglar threatens to grab his gun.
Well, I'm about to shoot you. I'm about to shoot you.
Something the homeowner says she's determined not to let happen. As she tells the story, the burglar sprints to his car with more loot. She pounces on him, then tosses his car keys.
He figured I still had the key on me, so he was asking me, he started pleading with me, can you just give me my key, just give me my key.
In a bid to get his keys back, the thief gives back everything he takes.
Is this a red boat? Is this a red boat or a white girl? You can't tell, man. You can't tell if this is a wigger chick or a white or a red bone, man. Or some biracial chick.
Pleading with me, can you just give me my key, just give me my key.
In a bid to get his keys back, the thief gives back everything he'd taken. The TV, the DVD player, and the $600 cash. But somewhere during the negotiation, things went south again, and the homeowner has to restrain Gwynn as he allegedly kicks and punches her.
I was honestly trying to hold him until the police got here. I grabbed him and I held on to him.
When officers finally got there, they say they found much more than electronics in Gwynn's car. Drugs, including cocaine and ecstasy, and a man willing to confess to a crime this homeowner says you'd better not try.
Think twice, 'cause I'm protecting mine. I'm protecting what I work hard for.
And Gwynn may want to heed that warning because, get this, investigators say while they were questioning him, he said once he got out of jail, he was going to return to that home and shoot the victim. Now, at this point, he isn't facing any additional charges for making that threat, but we'll definitely let you know if that changes.
He told the police when he gets out, he's going to go back to the home and shoot that woman. And he's not facing any additional charges for that threat. I'm tired of you niggas talking about this justice system, this racial justice. You never been in it. It's always Colin Kaepernick or Jamel Hill or somebody ain't never been Shaun King. It's never anybody from the streets credibly talking about it. Yeah, they'll do that. Yeah, man. Once the cornball activists started, yeah, thug niggas and street niggas gonna be like, yeah, yeah, man. They locking us up for no reason, man. And you go back and listen to this nigga YouTube videos or his raps, unreleased rap album. You like, God damn. Nigga, you done confessed to 1,000 years and shit in one song, my nigga, in one video. But yeah, man, that's crazy, and it doesn't surprise me. Most shit get no papered or dismissed. Most shit get no papered or dismissed. I don't know the percentage. I'm not gonna speculate, but it's not high. The percentage of shit that these niggas do that actually they go to court for. They stand in front of a judge for, other than a status hearing. Because, you know, status hearing is where, you know, they throw it out. You plead guilty or not guilty. That's when they usually throw shit out or dismiss it. I'm telling you, man. That's the game. They can't... Listen. You think it's bad now as far as a disproportionate number of in jail and sentence, harsh sentence. Let them just charge these niggas with everything they do.
This crime scene in Hickory Hill off Harvest Hill Road, one of the latest spots where a man lost his life. Tonight, another man, 26-year-old Alante Jones, charged with his death. Police say the victim was found in a car, shot in the head. Jones told detectives the victim had picked him up. He got in the back seat along with the victim's 3-year-old daughter. Jones says he set his gun down on the back seat. The daughter began playing with the weapon. It discharged, a bullet hitting her father in the head, killing him. Officers say Jones is seen on surveillance video apologizing for his role in the death. This homicide, one of 6. We counted it in the last day. This map shows you where in the city the tragedies took place, from Frazier to South Memphis.
Hold on, my nigga. Hold on. But what can they do? That's what he said happened. They have to investigate it. Of course, they're going to check him for gunshot residue. They're going to check the little girl for gunshot residue. They're going to look at trajectory of the bullet. They're going to see if a girl that size could even pull the trigger. I don't know why you would get in the backseat of a nigga car and put a gun down beside his 3-year-old daughter. I just don't understand why you would do that. That's wildly irresponsible. Why you would even brandish it? Why you would even want it to be known that you had, like, why you even put a gun near a child? Maybe it was a drug deal or something. I don't know. Why would you even bring that type of nigga around your daughter? It's so many questions. So many questions here. I don't believe, that's hard to believe.
This crime scene in Hickory Hill off Harvest Hill Road, one of the latest spots where a man lost his life. Tonight, another man, 26-year-old Alante Jones, charged with his death. Police say the victim was found in a car, shot in the head. Jones told detectives the victim had picked him up. He got in the back seat along with the victim's 3-year-old daughter. Jones says he set his gun down on the back seat. The daughter began playing with the weapon. It discharged, a bullet hitting her father in the head, killing him. Officers say Jones is seen on surveillance video apologizing for his role in the death. This homicide, one of 6. We counted it in the last day. This map shows you where in the city the tragedies took place, from Frazier to South Memphis.
6 homicides in one day. And this ain't like Chicago, where you got 3 million people, or New York, where you got like 11 million people, or Philly, where you got 1.5, or LA, where you got like 3 million. This ain't like them cities, man. It's a mid-sized city, man. 6 murders in one day. And they, trust me, I'll go to the Memphis Gun Memorial and show you who's dying there. If you don't believe me. Because some of y'all knew. The old people, they already know. They had... But the new ones, y'all who just might be checking in, I can go to the Memphis Gun Memorial and show you who's dying.
To South Memphis.
But we need to work on the violent crime that's occurring in Memphis.
Black police chief. Of course, without a doubt. The police chief's always a black person. Most of the time it's a sister. At least they got a brother in charge here in Memphis.
Police Director Mike Rawlings hasn't shied away from saying there is a violent crime problem in the Bluff City.
We want to keep more people alive and healthy.
Today, at a public safety task force meeting made up of city leaders, the City of Memphis Office of Youth Services discussed a new program called True Blue Tuesdays.
And it's really giving our young people a thorough understanding about the law enforcement, and their rights.
Leaders also believe this could be a Memphis police recruitment tool as well.
All right, the gun memorial for Memphis. And this ain't even counting, because there's a 2-day lag on the gun memorial. So they don't, the ones from that I just showed you in that video, they're not going to be on here for another couple days. All ages, sexes. Okay, there go a white guy. Randall Shane Cardwell. Shane. Quintarius. You got a these black lives, man. None of them matters. If there's a group called Black Lives Matter, it's safe to say that none of these people matter. And I get it, man. It's too many niggas getting killed. This is one city. This ain't including the 6 niggas that got killed the other day. This ain't including them. And these are just the gun murders. These aren't knives, people getting beat to death, choked. This is just guns. Okay, as you can see here, the 5 largest ethnic groups in Memphis are black African Americans, who make up 65% of the population. So that's a chocolate city. Chicago 30%, New York a little bit under 30%. And all the murder victims there are black in those cities. You know, I mean, so a city with 65%, similar to Baltimore, where you got 65% blacks, you're gonna have, I could see all of the murder victims, every single one of them being black here. That's a very high, like even St. Louis or Kansas City, cities like that, where it's in the 30s, you know. All the murder victims are black. So a city with 65% blacks, you're going to have, it's going to be a very dangerous, violent place. And I know there are a lot of hard-working, good, you know, hard-working black people in Memphis. And I'm sure you know, if you, just a rough city, man. Rough city, man. Rough town, man. God, dog. Not dissimilar to any other cities. Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Birmingham, all those little towns down there in the south are very dangerous. Memphis just got a, I don't know. Like, when I check the news, because I check all these news channels every day when I'm researching my videos. And I just see some stories in Memphis, I be like, yeah, dog. You're like, yeah. What are we gonna do about it? Like, Donald Trump racist? That's our biggest problem, right? Donald Trump racist. We gotta vote. Get Donald Trump out the White House. That'll fix this, right? If we just vote and get that bad man out the White House, all this will be fixed, right?
Well, for now, the lines have died down, but I can tell you we saw a steady stream of people coming through this front door, and you can see them right here coming in and out. That's been happening all day. Now, we went to various polling places throughout the city, and while voters grade, they might be choosing different candidates. You could really feel the sense of community among voters, as well as their enthusiasm. Armed with umbrellas, inconvenient weather didn't deter these voters in Whitehaven.
You know what? I'm not worried about the rain. What we gotta do, what we gotta do.
Nels Johnson standing in this line, ready to stick to tradition.
We early vote every year.
A 20-minute drive away, we also checked in at Greater Middle Baptist Church in Parkway Village.
Great. The line was short. Everybody moving.
The process, a brighter moment on this dreary day.
How did it go?
Well,
Okay.
no line, no wait.
These women told me they didn't know each other when they showed up, but the voting experience made it easy to bond as they left.
Wonderful. Stylus pens, everything.
Thank you. For Carla Maitland, it's an empowering process.
You're ready to go. I am ready to go. I have voted, and I am woman, hear me roar.
She came prepared, wearing gloves.
You have 2 masks.
I had to. I'm 73. I have asthma, but I came to vote.
If today's numbers are anything like they were yesterday, the volunteer state is on pace to squash early voting records. The Secretary of State's office said more than 273,000 Tennesseans cast their ballot yesterday. That's 91% higher than the first day of early voting in 2016 and 120% higher than 2012. Those are records voters are proud to be part of.
It felt great.
This is the most important election that I've witnessed.
Everyone certainly making their voice count there, and big numbers here in Shelby County too, Greg. The Election Commission said more people had voted this afternoon compared to yesterday. So of course we'll have those numbers for you, the total final numbers for you later on tonight. We're live in Whitehaven, Shay Arthur, WR.
You heard the brother say, this is the most important election. I don't know how Biden gonna fix this. Biden and Kamala. A prosecutor, the man, hey, maybe they will. Maybe in some strange way, the guy who wrote the crime bill, the 94 crime bill, and the prosecutor, a ruthless, lethal prosecutor from San Francisco, maybe they can clean this shit up. Even though that's not why niggas is voting for him. Even though that's not why niggas is voting for him. Maybe they can clean this shit up, man. Maybe we get a second crime bill, man. One thing happened, crime dropped after Joe Biden in that crime bill, man. Crime dropped, so. I just don't, get in the comment section, hit the like button, subscribe.